At the end of last episode, we got absolutely battered by Arsenal. Since then, we've done okay. We haven't done amazing. There has been some issues, but we've also done reasonably well, I think. Beating Norwich 3-0, beating Sevilla 3-0 in the Europa League. 2 goals after the 90 minutes as well in this one. Drawing with Spurs and Liverpool. Very good results. Late goals in both of them as well for us. Maccabi Tel Aviv beating them 2-0. Losing 3-1 against Aston Villa and then beating Nottingham Forest 2-0. Yusufa Moukoko scoring in the 90th minute also. It means league table-wise, we're 12th. We are kind of not doing amazing. We're not doing awful. We do technically have a game in hand against Leeds, which we're going to play in today's episode. If we win that, we'll go on to 24 points, which is good enough to actually put us into 7th place. We are roughly halfway through the season, and we could be 7th place again. And, I mean, look how tight this league is. 27 to 17. So 10 points separate most of the league. That's nuts. Also, in between episodes, I've arranged a fair amount of transfers leaving the club and a couple joining as well. Frabotta, Winks, Aribo and Adams all leaving the club for fairly sizable fees. 12 million, 10 million, 10 million and 19.5 million pounds. So there is going to be a lot of money coming into the club. We also do need to try and strengthen the squad, but don't worry, we do have some players joining as well. The starting lineup for the Leeds game then will be Bazunu, Walker-Peters, Adebayo, Salisu and Lodi in defence. Diallo, Lavia and Onyeka in midfield. Brobby, Endrick and Moukoko up front. The subs bench is littered with players who are going to be leaving the club in January. We've also got injuries to Kasunu, Bruno, Ward-Prowse. Nemeka's not fully fit. Levaja is also injured. I say Nemeka's not fully fit as if he's played for us. He's never really played for us at all, has he? I don't even know why I brought it up. So with this being our game in hand and against a team who are down, I think in 19th or 18th place in the table, this should be a winnable game. And by should, it is a winnable game. And I'm hoping we can do just that. I think there is most definitely a divide in our league between the best teams and the second best teams. And that divide is purely financial. We could quite easily buy decent players, but we can't afford to do that. We can't buy the players to make us compete with the likes of Man City's, Chelsea's and things like that. We just don't have the money. And that's what's holding us back. Which is literally the story of the Premier League, isn't it? Buendia with a corner for Leeds. 35 minutes on the clock and the first highlight finally turns up. Buendia gets the ball back, crosses it in, and Eddie Nketiah is there. It's 1-0 to Leeds. So far, this match has been dull. Has been very, very dull. We've done absolutely nothing. Leeds haven't done anything either, apart from that one chance, which has resulted in a goal. And that's it. Half-time, it is 1-0 to Leeds. And what is Ruben Sellers is saying, give the fans their money's worth. No, hands on hips. Our shooting hasn't been very good. Right, also, attackers, Thrash Arms, you've not been very good. It did make Moukoko seem anxious, fair enough. Midfielders, you weren't that bad. Defenders, you weren't that bad either. Into the second half then, Brobby is not looking great. It's a corner for Leeds. I was going to say Brobby and a few others. So Brobby, Endrick, Moukoko, although Brobby's now on a 6.7. I don't understand match ratings in this year's Football Manager at the moment. They're all over the shop. It's a big kick upfield by Bazunu. And what are we doing? What? We're just letting Tyler Adams run through. Harrison through to Buendia, and Buendia should have made it too. It's stopped by Bazunu. I think Buendia was offside as well. Yes, he was. So we've been saved by the flag. This is going in top corner, because they always do. It's almost gone in. It actually hit the bar. Lodi cleared it to the penalty spot, which is odd. Right, time for some changes. Endrick has picked up an injury. That's not good. So we're going to do Adams coming on for probably one of his final appearances on camera. Mokoko's going to come off as well for a Lagby. What a strike partnership. What are we doing there? We're also going to do Livramento coming on for Renan Lodi. We're going to put Livramento on as the right back, and then Walker-Peters shifts over to the left-hand side. We brought off our worst performers, but most people aren't playing well either. Leeds are just having a good game, aren't they? Their XG is nearly... it's 2.5. It's over 2.5. And they've only got the one goal to their name. We've done nothing. We've done absolutely nothing. Fire the team up. Do something. We've had no momentum until just now. Until the subs, we've had absolutely no momentum. We've had absolutely no highlights either. It's going to be a defeat to Leeds unless we can nick a goal here. Salisu to Diallo. Left-hand side is Walker-Peters with a yellow card. Brobby shouldn't be playing a full 90 minutes. Loses, but we keep hold of it. No, we don't keep hold of it. It's going to be 2-0 to Leeds. And Nketiah with an absolute bastard of a shot into the top corner. It's 2-0 to Leeds. And we're still not quite over. This might just be a highlight to end the match, or it could be a third. It is a third. Eddie Nketiah gets a hat-trick. This has been despite the match ratings, which aren't great, but they're not awful, this has been the worst performance we've ever had. And we've lost some games horrendously badly. This has been awful. We've not had a highlight at all. We've had no highlights go our way. There's only been 4 highlights in the entire match, and they've all gone to Leeds. We were horrific. Absolutely horrific. Throw the water bottle. You're coming to training. I know we've got a game in like 3 days' time, but that was awful. And to top it all off, Endrick's out for 4 to 6 days. We are missing our midfield, realistically. That's the problem. Ward-Prowse, Bruno missing, out injured. Those are our 2 key creative players in our squad. And it means, after 15 games of the season, we do find ourselves sat 12th place in the table. 21 points on the board. That is a big defeat. If you look at the defeats that we've had, we've lost some expected games. Your Arsenals and your Man Cities losing 3-0 to relegation battlers Leeds. That is awful. And then to top it all off, we have a game in 4 days' time, and arguably all of those players, including Endrick realistically, need to have some form of a rest. So we're going to give you a 2-day rest, which is not good. Match number 2 then away from home against Hoffenheim in the Europa League. We are currently top of the table of the Europa League, the big ridiculous 37, 38 team table or whatever it is, up against a 25th place Hoffenheim. We're expected to win this. We are very close to actually qualifying for the next round. I think we should be very close. Also, I have realised that basically me throwing a water bottle and saying to the team they're coming to training tomorrow and then giving them all a rest, it's the equivalent of saying to your kids, Christmas is cancelled, and then giving them Christmas presents anyway. It was more for the statement rather than we're actually going to do it. I hope it worked. The starting 11 then is going to be Inaki Peña making his debut today because I want to just give him a debut, basically. He's not played at all since signing for us. He's not even played under 21s football, so we're going to give him a debut today. Livramento, Harwood-Bellis, Adarabioyo and Walker-Peters in defence. Lavia, Diallo and Onyeka in midfield. We are still missing those creative midfielders. Lavia as the DLP, I'm hoping, is going to be better than Diallo as the DLP, which is what we played against Leeds. Alagbi, Livaja and Makoko up front. Livaja obviously coming in from his injury and replacing the injured Endrick. Also, on the subs bench, we do have 16-year-old Benji De Cruz, who came through our youth intake in the 2nd season, I think he came through, maybe even the 3rd season. He's about to turn 17. He's got 5-star potential. We're probably going to see a debut again today. So, Hoffenheim are playing a ridiculously defensive, 6 defenders and 2 central midfielders formation. They are not expecting to win this game at all, are they? Walker-Peters crosses it in. Livaja's at the back post, held on by the keeper. A good effort, though, from the Croatian. I almost call him the ageing Croatian. He's 29. He's not massively old. He might be 30 now. Kramaric with the ball dodges a tackle from Livaja, plays it through to Baumgartner. A long-range effort goes wide of Inaki Peña's post. First highlight really goes to Hoffenheim. And the second one might as well. Posh to Promel. Ball on the ground. Lavia easily intercepts that one. Diallo, left-hand side is Walker-Peters. On the ground. Kazim Alagbi doesn't dodge the tackle from Jakob Brun-Larsen. And now Hoffenheim have the ball. Is that Ozan Kabak? It is Ozan Kabak, who Liverpool? I want to say Liverpool. Oh my word, Romain Perraud's playing for these, aren't they? I forgot we sold Perraud to Hoffenheim. He does have the ball up against Tino Livramento. Kramaric on the left-hand side. Back to Romain Perraud. I'm not even sure whether that's Livramento closing him down. I don't think it is. It's a ball across field. Finds Jakob Brun-Larsen. It's a very good pass as well. Cross tries to go towards the middle. We need to get on the end of this. He's miles offside. It's not going to count. Peña with a decent enough save, but it is a free kick. That wasn't a highlight. Nothing happened there. Nothing happened that I would deem highlight worthy. After this match, I'm going to take a look at the Europa League table because we must be close. We must be real close to actually sort of confirming our place in the next round. Final 5 minutes of the first half, and Hoffenheim again with the ball. We've done nothing so far in this episode. Not only this match, this episode. Lavia to Onyeka, ball on the ground. Makoko's got an injury. When did that happen? Harwood-Bellis to Diallo. In the middle of the pitch. Goes ball forward towards Alagbi. Makoko's the only option in the middle. Back to Walker-Peters. Onyeka, curling effort. And Frank Onyeka's effort almost nestles in the top corner. Alagbi taking a corner from the left-hand side. Why are you taking corners? Are you any good at them? I don't know, but you're taking them anyway. Gets the ball to Diallo. His shot is blocked by Kramaric. We need to get there first. Walker-Peters is the man to do so. Alagbi with some space. Stops, cuts inside. Where are you going, Alagbi? Where are you going, Alagbi? Why was that not a goal? Right, defensively, we are top-notch. We are absolutely top-notch defensively. Going forward is where we've got problems now. What's going on? Straight into the second half, and I think that might be a mistake. Because Moukoko does have an injury. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Can we find out? Can we actually find out? How do we find out? We do it here, don't we? I think the match is going on in the background. It is a potential thigh injury. I think we're going to have to bring you off, aren't we? And yes, we're doing it. We're doing Benji de Cruz. He's coming on. When we need a goal, why am I bringing on a 16-year-old? I don't know. With 11 finishing as well. Adarabioyo heads cleared. De Cruz is chasing it down. Pero whips that cross back to Geiger. He tries to cross it into the penalty area but can't get there. And now we've got an injury to Onyeka. That's like 8 injuries we're going to have now. Brun Larsen loses out to Walker Peters. Get the ball forward on the ground. Don't run it, just get it on the ground. Pass the ball. You pass it to the guy who's centimetres away from you. Walker Peters keeps going. Finds Lavaja. Holds up play. Onyeka collects it from the slide. He's trying to make some space for himself. Goes for a long-range effort over the bar. Not the best chance from Frank. And that's a knee injury for Frank Onyeka. So he's going to come off. We're going to do Antonio Blanco coming on. And we'll do... I mean, they're all defensive midfielders, aren't they? That's a problem. Lavage is also going to come off for Shea Adams. Into the final 15 minutes, Paul Dummett has just come off the bench for Hoffenheim. What a weird player to sign for Hoffenheim. Unless he's there in real life, then it's fine. Final minutes, and nothing's happened. Nothing has happened at all. We've got an XG of over 1 again, and we've not managed to hit the back of the net. What has happened? I mean, I don't know what happened here with Hoffenheim suddenly kind of got back into it, didn't they? Nothing happened at all. We didn't get the result. If we create many chances, I don't even know what I said. I'm just worried about these injuries now. 4 to 10 days. Okay, Moukoko is safe. We've also got 1 to 3 days for Onyeka. Okay, we're fine. We're okay at the moment. But looking at this, the second highest table of the injuries in the league at the moment. We need Ward-Prowse back. We're going to hopefully have him back time for the next Newcastle game. Bruno will be back, but he's ineligible because obviously he is a Newcastle player. We're going to get everyone back, bar Moukoko. So, from the Premier League perspective, it's not looking amazing. It's okay. It's not awful. But from a Europa League perspective, we are top of the table. Us, Lazio, Everton, all up there. Spurs are up there as well. So arguably England are dominating the Europa League, which is good to see. We are not guaranteed to go through to the next round. However, teams who are in 9th and below, 12 points plus potentially 6, will put them on 18. So we need one more win, and we will guarantee ourselves knockout round football in, I guess, the quarterfinals. I still don't know how this works. Should we actually find out? That would be the best thing to do. So, league phases there. Then we have a... Hold on. So everyone goes into a knockout? Is that how teams from 9th to 24th go to a knockout? So that will be here. And then they qualify for the round of 16, which is where we will go into, right? Yeah, we'll go into the round of 16. So it's not the quarterfinals. I weirdly like this. I weirdly like this because it means teams down here have the chance to get through. Even if they had a poor Europa League campaign, they can still get through. Also, a couple of bits of admin to talk about as well before we finish up today. I asked the board in the last episode for an expanded stadium or a new stadium. They told me to walk out the front door and never come back. So, yeah, we're not getting that. That's not happening. We've also had our youth intake preview, which is a 4-star intake, but let's face it, we've had previews before which have said 5-star and come back as 3, so I'm taking that with a complete pinch of salt. We've got central midfielders. That's it. Everyone else is rubbish, apparently. And finally, 2 new signings will be joining in the next episode. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall will be joining double-barreled FC Southampton. He's joining for £41 million. Leicester got relegated, and I thought, he's very good, isn't he? He's a very good player, box-to-box midfielder. We're losing Joe Aribo, we're losing Harry Winks. We get ourselves an English player, English registered and all that jazz, and a very good one at that. And we've also agreed to sign Jobe Bellingham for £5.5 million. This one might not be as sensible. He's probably not going to be as good as his brother, but if he's anywhere near as good, we've got ourselves a very good young footballer here as well. But that is it for the transfers for now. We've still got £60 million to spend, but we have no wage budget, so there might need to be some rejiggling to sort that out. Next episode, what are we going to do? We are probably going to come back for Leon and Brighton? Maybe we'll do that. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to play a lot of football in between episodes. A huge amount of football, in fact. What was that, 11 games? Most of them in the league. We've got Ipswich, we've got Dinamo Kiev as well in the Europa League. A lot of football's going to take place. Hopefully when we come back, we're not sat mid-table. We're pushing for Europe again. Also, we might be in the Europa League knockout round already by the time we return. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll be back with more Football Manager.